I have a mission statement, or a vision statement, a focus problem, 2 parts to the plan, 2 student sample slides, a reflection, some question time, and then the YouTube link will go at the end. So we talked about assigning roles already, and we said, you can come in. We said that you were gonna do time for me, so you'll do time as soon as we start, and then if you'll take notes, and then I'll be the facilitator, and Miss Michelle's coming on in. You're fine. And then we'll just go through each section. There's about 8 slides, and it shouldn't take very long at all. Okay, so my vision statement is, my vision as a teacher leader is to collaborate with my colleagues to create a culture of change in our school. I'll strive to build a bridge that will help with cross-curricular and cross-grade communication. So in my classroom, I'll provide the tools, strategies, and knowledge needed for my students to be leaders and successful learners. I will strive to have a class that stands out as an example group in an exemplary PLC school. And as a teacher leader, I will create and provide a culture in my school that will foster learning and build lifelong learners in our students and our staff. My focus is the cross-curricular and cross-grade communication, because I feel like that's something that we're lacking right now, for sure. So the focus problem I put, writing in grades K through 5 is a struggle. Students do not want to write because it intimidates them, and they say things like, writing is hard, I don't know what to write, I don't know how to spell what I want to write, especially in kindergarten, I can't spell that. So our school has poor writing scores overall. I looked them up. Our K-5 teachers are not on the same page with writing. We don't use a school-wide writing plan right now or a writing curriculum. And with a plan in place, even without set curriculum, would students become more confident writers, and is confidence part of the problem? So, part 1 of my plan would be time. So the strategy is just students will improve overall writing skills by daily practice time. So all students will write for a full 20 minutes daily, and teachers will be held accountable by we say, this is what we're gonna do, 20 minutes a day, write however you wanna write, but we need to write 20 minutes a day. And then the writing instruction and practice can be integrated into other subject areas. So teachers will just integrate daily writing. They don't have to have a separate writing time as long as they're writing 20 minutes a day. And then I attached an article that talked about students spending more time writing and how that just changes writing scores overall. And then the second part of the intervention is to use writing strategies. I have a book, a big thick book with over 100 writing strategies in it. It's called the Writing Strategies book by Jennifer Cervallo, and I brought it with me. But teachers will choose a strategy and use it consistently to help the students with writing. So when I did these, I chose the 2.1 strategy. It's the silence, it's no good voice. It's very simple. It's just teach the students that their first and most important audience is themselves, and that getting something written down is better than nothing at all. So all we have to do is just encourage them to write something, anything. So then the plan to implement that is each student will do a writing assignment that connects to their reading for the day. And then they'll when they start to check out, we just remind them of the strategy that be aware of the voice in your head that keeps you from starting or continuing your writing. When you hear that voice arguing to stop, silence it, and then redirect your energy back to the page. This is good for little kids because we can use some of the other strategies with little kids too, but just a reminder, like, yes, you can write, you can do it, lots of encouraging words so that they continue to try to write. And then the article attached is from the Writing Strategies book that I have. So then here's where the samples are gonna go, but I'm just gonna pass them over because I haven't had the picture yet. But here's the samples, and here's some samples. This one's from Otis, when we did the Otis story. That one is from when we did the story today. I had them write their favorite toy, so if they were to lose their favorite toy, which their favorite toy is. And then this one is from Otis is a blank, and they had to sound out what they wanted to put, tractor. So this one is Otis is a small tractor, and then sounded out small. This one said Otis is a red tractor, and they knew how to spell red. So it's just that interactive writing every day that we talked about, where you make a sentence, leave one blank, and then hold them accountable for trying to sound out the one blank. I have some really, really exemplary students that are sounding words already and doing it, and then I have some that are still working on at least getting something on the page.
Do you begin with pictures first or with writing first?
Okay, writing first and I do pictures second.
All right.
But I do a mini lesson, like I
Yes.
will have them all come over and we'll talk about, like this morning when we did it, we talked about the line, we talked about how do we start our sentences. Let's do finger spaces, we talked about why their spaces are important, we talked about how we end the sentence. And then we talked about how I'm gonna sound the word when I get to the point where it's my turn to spell.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, what's something you would put in the blank? And one of them said Barbie, and then I said, okay, let's sound Barbie. Buh, what is that? And they're like, B, and then I wrote it. And we kind of sounded some words together, and then I put them back to the desk. They did the writing, I wrote with them, my favorite toy is mine, and then I stopped, and then they finished it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them finished really well, and some of them, as long as they were writing. So it was probably a full 20 minutes, but I didn't time it. So with the reflection for that and the next steps, with just 20 minutes a day and the use of one strategy, my students improve their writing significantly, because I have the samples for that. So my steps to be for the school would be to share the writing samples and the plan with the team, which is what I'm doing now, share it with the principal, have a discussion about where to start with getting a school-wide writing plan, then draft a school-wide writing plan, and then implement the school-wide writing plan. That includes daily writing time and the use of strategies. And it would be teacher choice on what strategies you want to use when. And it would be teacher choice on what you want to write about, what time of the day you want to write, if you want to integrate it into science, or whatever you want to do as long as they're writing. So then this is where I'll write any questions or comments from my coworkers. So if you have any questions or comments, I'll put it in the box.
So does the 20 minutes have to be concurrent, or can you split it up?
Ooh, good
Like
question.
how does it work best?
So does the 20 minutes have to be all at once? Okay, so in my opinion, I would want it to be all at once, but that's because I like to do a mini lesson with it and then do it. But if you wanted to split it and do like a 10-minute writing here and a 10-minute here, I don't see why that would be a problem. Also, people do exit slips and stuff like that they use as writing. As long as it's 20 minutes, I could see it still being an improvement.
I'd like to see this book and to see different ones, especially for kindergarten.
Absolutely, yeah. And I will grab it real quick so you can take a look, because I have it. It's a really good book. One of my classmates in one of my other classes mentioned it, and then I bought it, because I thought it's very helpful. There's a ton.
Oh, goodness.
And there's a ton of different, like, areas of writing that you can use a strategy for.
Yeah,
So
and
there's
I
a
was
list.
thinking if this works, then the grades that split classes are going to need to maybe coordinate
Yes.
what writing is approached which days.
Yep, the grades and split classes. We'll need to coordinate. Yep. Okay. So then that's where I put my video. So then if we have any more discussion, that's it. But that's what I have. I think any kind of writing plan here is gonna be better than nothing at all.
Yes, that is true, and I
So-
haven't even done as much as I used to.
Mhm.
Getting these started, I need to go ahead and begin to take the time.
Yeah.
Even the, H's for papers, they are still tracing, we're
Mhm.
not.
My kids really I have some that take off and do well, and all they really need help with is like the tools to like connecting like what they hear with what to write
Mhm.
and that confidence, but I have some that are still really struggling, so I think it'd be really nice to have this plan.
Yeah, because the goal is the more they write, the more confident they are, the more they will want to do it and not just sit and fight you about it. So,
I'm gonna go ahead and start writing journals today. It'll be one of our centers, it will be, I'll throw out
Mhm.
something that you can write about.
yeah.
But I'm not gonna hold them just too awfully accountable. I will show good examples of
Mhm.
somebody who is drawing a picture and writing sentences to go with it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have some that, still can't write the letters in their name, that are just not gonna be able to do. But if they can draw a picture and tell about it,
That's
and
a step.
describe,
That's actually one of the strategies that's in the book.
I
Yeah.
thought it might be.
There is one, it's the draw strategy.
Yes.
Because with the little kids, writing, like, they're still learning how to form letters.
Yes.
You can't really,
And
it's composing with pictures.
Yes.
Is what that, and there's a whole list of strategies that go along with just composing with pictures.
Good, because I often think they're overwhelmed with write a whole entire sentence.
Mhm.
But they're very keen to draw a picture. But
Yes.
They're very keen to draw a detailed picture.
Yes,
And
and
they
I
can
have
point
some
into-
that can do some amazing detailed pictures.
So that's what we have, and thank you guys for sitting in here with me during this. I appreciate it.
We do a book study on this book.
I think we should do something with that book. I really do like the book. I mean, it's